Right, we're back.
That was obvious all along.
Episode 15, Gothic 2, Remaster Mod.
He really should have known better.
NPC started talking, music started
He doesn't
playing,
say that.
everything is
Forget it.
up to
I
scratch.
couldn't care less.
Start up by doing the bottoms up quest. Bets on at the tavern. We need to speak with Randolph, and we spoke with Rukar
Listen to the
already.
wrong people.
We need to make sure Rukar's out of the tavern
That's the truth.
and onto this bench right here.
Listen to
That
the
will
wrong people.
happen at midnight, just so that we could meddle in his chest, get the gin out, and replace it with just a bottle of water.
I've got no
So
time for
let's
things like
take a nap up to midnight. Let's start with that.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
He insisted he knew better.
Is it really true?
Didn't mean to sleep until the evening. Let's correct that. Alrighty then. Rukar should be outside. Let's check.
That's been known a long time.
That's when he goes
that.
outside.
Never change.
Yep, there he is. Doesn't have any option of dialogue. Now, finally, let's meddle in his chest. Orlan won't say anything. We can do our business. This is the gin. Let's take it out.
I've got no time for things
And
like
we
that.
should have a few bottles of water. That's not a problem.
That's
Just
really
one?
not my problem.
And just to be
No idea.
safe,
You tell me.
let's check. Yep, just a bottle of water. That's enough. And now we need to run back to Randolph up on Akel's farm.
He never would have thought of that himself.
Give him 10 gold coins because he's broke, just so that he could participate in this drinking contest, and we should be good to go. He should be sitting by the fire on Akel's farm right about now. I managed to screw up this quest a few times in the past, just probably once or twice, just because I didn't know when exactly I should replace the gin bottle with water. I think I've done it before speaking to Rukar, I've done it after speaking to Rukar, after speaking to Randolph, but the thing is, when you do the switch and then run back to Akel's farm to let Randolph know that he should head to the tavern. Once he gets out of your line of sight, he just spawns or is teleported straight into Orlan's tavern, and immediately them two just start drinking. Immediately, and Orlan spawns outside the tavern, and he has a dialogue option for you, telling you that what are you doing? Why are you messing out my reputation for the tavern? These guys are drinking again. It's hard to get customers this way, and yada yada.
How much money do you need for the contest?
10 gold coins.
Jesus, dude, you kinda broke.
I'll give you the money to compete against Rukar.
Really? Thank you so much. I'll repay you soon. If I win, I'll even fork out a little more than that. I'll be seeing you.
May the sleeper enlighten you. So now we don't need to sleep. It's better to sleep out in the tavern. He just strolls, or not strolls. Apparently he's stuck right now. He just got unstuck. So he's on his way to the tavern, but as soon as we get out of his line of sight, he just spawns directly in Orlan's tavern and they start drinking. So let's just advance there and not wait for him. And we should meet with Orlan just in front of the tavern. He should have a dialogue option for us. It's not a lot of XP, but it's always worth doing in my opinion, because it's one of the most creative quests in G2, and you kinda can screw it up if you're not careful. I always do it. You get some XP from when Randolph wins, you get some XP from when you confront Rukar afterwards, you get your 200 gold coins back. I think you bet 100 and he gives you his 100.
That was a fine mess you got me into.
Yeah, there we go.
Now I can play lookout for Rukar again.
Why?
As long as he's holding his little contests in there, it's better if no outsider learns about it. It's not good for business, you see.
Not good for business, yeah.
How's it going with your tavern?
Times have been better, you know. People's purses aren't as open as they used to be.
I'm staying out of it.
And that's about it. We can talk to these two, but they don't have anything to say.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
Randolph doesn't have anything either. They're just drinking like crazy.
Just gossip.
So now let's just sleep for 2 days. Should be over and done in 48 hours. And then we should approach Orlan. And that dialogue will end the contest, actually.
You listen to the wrong people.
1 midnight. 2 midnight. And 1 morning, just to play it safe.
Will it ever change?
They don't have any dialogue
Did any-
Not that I... Thing all over again.
now either.
He never would have thought of
Nope.
that himself.
Orlan has.
I've got no time.
There you are, finally. I've been waiting for you.
What happened?
The drinking contest is finally over.
Who won?
This time Randolph has won.
Yes!
Rukar must have been having a bad day. So, well, I hope that was the last time.
Been there, done that.
I don't want that kind of to do in my house ever again. Remember that.
You listen to the
Sorry, bud. Never happen again.
Wait a minute.
Things I could tell you.
Now Randolph isn't hangover. He's shipshape because he's a solid drinker.
Hangover?
No, I feel fine, really. It finally worked this time. Thanks again for your money. Here, take it back. Looks like Rukar won't be getting up anytime soon.
anything from me.
And we got 2 gold coins on top of that for our steak. Give me my money back too.
Nobody.
You
will
seem
learn
to have
anything
bitten
from
off
me.
more than you can chew.
Here's your money, and not one word more.
All over again.
Brilliant. That's the end of it. That's how you complete the bottoms up quest. There may be other ways of doing it. That's how I do it. Now let's get into this man with the eye patch quest a bit. So we went into the goblin cave, dug up that treasure, and afterwards he told us that there are 4 more spots on this island, on this part of Karinis, where he buried his treasure. And one of them is on the small island in the lake with the 2 waterfalls. That should be behind Buster's and Errol's shack in the middle of the lake. On a small island. Only trouble is there's a lurker there, but with a bit of skill we should be able to kill that lurker and avoid any danger. Let's just save right here. You can hear him. A crit wouldn't hurt. And there it is. I got it finally. A few plants here as well. Let's pick them up. Including a few swamp weed plants that will later need for Cyrus when he'll be on his journey to help us with the Eye of Venos repairing quest. Fireweed. Such peace, such calm. I could do this all day. Healing plant. And X marks the spot.
I think I've found something.
Leather satchel, there we go. I won't go to the trouble of opening it. You can leave it in this exact state and Greg will accept it nevertheless. I think he accepts it even if you open it. As long as you still have 100 gold coins in your inventory, he's fine with it. And now, let's pick up this dragon root because it's in our way anyway. And later on, I wanted to pick all of those up in any case. So just eases our journey for later. So one more dragon root for us. Now we're at 4. 4 out of 8 or 9. Because we ate one, stupidly enough. And now let's go to up on the high pastures behind the farm. So the farm he means is Bengar's farm. Let's head over there. This is a handy shortcut. It should be right outside his behind his house, Bengar's house that is, and there we go. Quite close to each other, all 4 of them. They're all in this vicinity, more or less.
I think I've found something.
Like the way Piranha Bytes thought to mix these up. It's kind of like a journey. So one's in the middle of the lake there, one's behind Sekov's house. There's one next to the waterfalls, close to the gate to the Valley of Mines. Then there's one right where the bandits that held Elrich were. And then it's Greg. So it's kind of like a logical journey you're going to make. Since we're at Bengar's farm and we didn't bother to speak to any of these guys, let's sort that out right now. See if there's anything to pick from this room here. Doesn't seem like it. We'll be back later anyway, because probably we'll do the militia quest to impress the Mercs. I usually do the Sekov's farms quest, not the militia quest, but it's high time to mix things up a bit.
It can't go on like this forever.
No, it can't. Bengi, what do you have to say for yourself, man?
You're the farmer here?
You could say so, but I'm really just a tenant. All the land here is owned by one big farmer.
Didn't want to do that.
How do you make a living?
Mostly hunting and the wood we cut. Of course, we also raise sheep and work the land. Onar saddles me with all these laborers, and I have to keep them busy somehow. Only a few of them are good hunters, you see.
Has anything strange happened around here lately?
Many strange things are happening these days, but none as strange as the mysterious disappearance of Pardos. He's one of my field workers, and certainly not the kind who would drop everything overnight and slink off just like that, you see.
What exactly is so strange about his disappearance?
Pardos is such a timid sort. The furthest he's ever been from the farm is to the end of my fields. He would run away at the mere sight of a meat bug.
Meat bug.
Those things may not be pretty to look at, but you really couldn't call them dangerous. they say there's people who eat them. Gross.
You get used to it.
Yeah, you do. I like that remark. Obviously, the NH ate a lot of meat bugs in G1.
Maybe he was simply fed up.
Working in the fields was his life. I cannot imagine him having gone to work for another farmer. With me, he could do whatever he wanted.
You mean sexually or...
Any clues at all?
I think those bandits must have dragged him off. They've been roaming around this area for days now. I once saw them drag a citizen of the town off to their camp. It looked like they were gonna make him a slave.
Oh, I think that was Elrich.
Where is this bandit camp?
At the far end of my fields, some steps lead down to a small hollow. That's where they have made themselves at home. I'd like to go look for Pardos there, but there's no way I'm going up against those guys. And you would better give him a wide berth, too. They're not known for their sense of humor.
Don't worry, I dealt with them. And that was definitely Elrich.
You're employing day laborers?
Onar sends away the workers he can't use on his farm. Then, he sends them to me. I feed them and they work here for me.
What do you think of Onar?
He's a greedy bastard who'll get us all hanged in the end. One of these days, the paladins will come out of the city and make us small farmers bleed for what he's doing here. But I haven't got a choice. The militiamen only come here to collect and not to defend the farm. If I held myself loyal to the city, I'd be very much on my own. At least Onar sends some mercenaries now and then to see how we're doing.
What have you got against the royal troops?
It's obvious. There hasn't been any improvement now that the paladins are in the city. Just the opposite. Now these cursed militiamen come onto our land even more often and steal everything they can. And the paladins don't do a darn thing about it. The only paladins that I've ever seen are the two guards at the pass. They wouldn't budge an inch, even if the militia slaughtered us all.
As if I didn't have enough problems.
The pass?
Yeah, the pass to the old valley of mines by the waterfalls at the other end of the high pastures. Ask Malik about it. He was there a couple times last week.
Keep your chin up, dude. No one will hang you, hopefully. This bed's kind of strange, kind of indicating that dudes sleep together here. This is a man's farm, so to speak. If you get my drift. Nothing to steal, let's move on and speak to Malik. Should be the shepherd over here. Or just a field worker, you can call him whatever you like. Which one's Malik? Oh, he should be close to the sheep, yeah. There he is.
Hey,
All in caps.
everything all right?
Yet another day laborer who doesn't know where to go? No problem. Talk with our farmer Bengar.
What are you doing here?
I'm the shepherd here. It's not exactly a demanding job. But now and then, you really have to watch out. Especially if you get too close to the pass.
What do you know about the pass?
Not much. Just that it leads to the old valley of mines that was surrounded by the barrier until a few weeks ago. Back then, the only thing we farmers had to be afraid of was the monthly caravan that took all kinds of goods to the valley of mines. Those cutthroats often made life difficult for us out here.
Where can I find the pass to the old Valley of Mines?
Near the two waterfalls on the other side of the high pastures.
What is it they say about the Valley of Mines?
All sorts of things. Some of the boys say they've heard screams at night. Some have seen strange lights over the mountains. But if you ask me, it's all just old wives' tales.
Have you ever been to the Valley of Mines?
No. But I go near the pass once in a while. Then I always see those two paladins who stand around and keep watch. It looks like they're making sure that nothing comes out of the valley. Back then, the Valley of Mines was a natural prison. If you went in, you never came out again.
Oh, we know all about that.
Tell me more about the paladins. How long have they been posted there?
A week or two, I suppose. I don't know exactly. Some time ago, there was even a whole troop of them that disappeared into the pass. Since then, I haven't seen them again.
I don't see any women here at all.
You got that right. This is a man's farm, so to speak. Works pretty well, I think.
Don't work too hard.
I'll try.
Alright, dude. Malik, all in caps, indicating that he'll get possessed later on. Let's eat some just to have full health. And save again. And head on towards the waterfalls. Luckily, when we were transformed into a warg a couple of episodes ago, we've cleared out the 2 lurkers that were hanging next to that treasure spot. So it should be literally a walk in the park. There's the spot, kind of hidden. Don't like the way they've added the textures and the vegetation on top of a few spots, especially when you can find rare plants.
I think I've found something.
I don't like these kinds of improvements, but that more or less obstruct things a lot more than they help make things pretty. But that's just my opinion. Is it just one of ya or 2 of ya? If it's just one, we're good. We're good. Now let's head on towards Greg. We could take the steps towards the hollow where we dealt with the bandits that were holding Ilrich, because that's the spot where the 4th treasure spot was, but we already picked that up the first time we dealt with that. Anything else over here? Doesn't seem like it. Yeah, you may remember when we were here, and then we got back to loot everything. We dealt with the 4th treasure spot, owned by Greg. We took the dragon root that was on this tree bark as well, so we should be good to go. There's the spot. Let's just dig just for the fuck of it, but we cleared it already. And Bob's your uncle. We're good to go. Now let's head on towards the crossroads next to Greg and let him know that we got his stuff. Not that he'll be extremely rewarding for that. He'll only give us a couple of coins, less than 50 if I remember correctly. But I like to do quests, even though the money reward is kind of insignificant. Oh, and since we're around here, let's pick up 2 stone tablets. One of which should be a strength stone tablet. The language of the builders we'll learn later anyway. So this is one. And the second one should be behind this small cave and towards that corridor. Somewhere around here. Yeah, this is the strength one. And we'll check our inventory afterwards, just in case. Yeah, this is the strength one. This will give us +2 when we'll have the language, the first level of language learned. Got a couple of more, but I won't spend too much time worrying about that just yet. We'll deal with this cave in with Fester once we talk to Greg. In the meantime, let's pick up everything we can. I may be rich, I'm not that rich. There's the old captain.
How are things?
So. Those mercenaries aren't much help, really. I had expected them to have a little more guts, at least. But they're just a bunch of braggarts and loudmouths, if you ask me. So what about those things I buried? Have you found them yet?
Yes, sir.
What was your business with the mercenaries?
I already told you I'm looking for this fellow in red armor. But the idiots here have no idea what I'm talking about.
Well, they should. We've all been to the colony back in the day.
I take it you're looking for someone named Dexter?
Damn it, how would I know the fellow's name?
I know where you can find him.
Really? Tell me.
Not far from here. He seems to be the leader of an evil gang of bandits.
Ha! Yup, that's him. I knew the old landlubber'd hold up here somewhere. Now, all I need to do is scour all the hideouts and rat holes around here. I'll find that bastard. Don't need your help for that.
That's a shame, because I could have told you exactly where to go, or we could have gone together, which would have been a nice quest if Piranha Bytes would have developed it like that.
I found your buried things.
Then you should be carrying about 100 gold coins,
Check.
a golden chalice,
Check.
a silver dish, and
Check.
an amulet, and
Check.
they're all mine. Give them here.
You greedy bastard.
Here's your stuff. A bag with 100 gold coins, a golden chalice, a silver dish, and an amulet.
Very good. You're lucky that you weren't dumb enough to simply take the stuff and run. Here's your share of the booty.
Ooh, 30 gold coins. I'm lucky, or what? We wouldn't have had any punishment, as far as I know. But we wouldn't have gotten 300 XP for that. So that's why I prefer to give him everything I've dug out. Before we speak with Fester, I prefer to deal with these three field raiders myself, because he tends to kill one or two or even all of them. So I prefer to do it myself just to get the XP. And we'll take them carefully, one by one, as usual. No sense in going gung-ho. Ooh, that was a nice crit. One hit. Right, and the third one will loot everything right after we're done. Oh, one hit. Nice. Now let's loot everything in here. Should have, as you will know, an essence of dexterity plus 3 dex lying right at the end of this cave. I definitely encourage anyone to pick that up ASAP, and not drink it unless you won't want to invest anything in dex, which, to be fair, probably is my case right now, because I'll invest in strength, obviously in the language of the builders, all 3 levels, two-handed, and probably crossbow. So I'm not that interested. That was the dex potion. Not that interested in investing LP in dex. So let's drink up. Yay. And that puts us at 13, or... Yep. Nice. So hard to see with these new textures. I'm not a big fan. There's a couple of arrows and a short bow, just in case you don't have one or two of them already. Now we can chat with good old Fester, which we should beat right after our small trip.
What are you doing here?
I'm preparing for battle.
Why?
Lately, the farmers have had more and more problems with field raiders. A few of them even managed to get themselves eaten. Fat Onar didn't exactly find that amusing. None of us got our pay for a week, and it was more or less my fault. Now Lee wants me to wipe out the creature's nest by myself, and the other boys have already made bets on whether I'll survive.
Oh, come on, dude, it's just 3 field raiders.
Are you a good fighter?
I'm fair with a sword, but with a bow, I'm very good. Why do you ask?
Where's the nest?
In the middle of the field here, in the big rock.
We could attack that nest together.
You want to help me? Why?
Let's just say I want to join you, because that's true.
I want to join you.
Oh, so that's the way it is. You want to prove how good you are. All right. Let's attack the beast together.
Let's attack the nest.
Right now? Or do you need to equip yourself first? You could go back to the farm first.
Hey, don't be an asshole.
There's no time like the present.
Good. Then let's see what you got.
Talks like an asshole, sounds like an asshole, looks like an asshole, could be an asshole. Just in case, let's say right here, but we should deal with them. No problem. What do you know? I killed them all.
So, this is where they dragged the dead farmers. Disgusting. The filthy things should all be wiped out now. Let's go back.
Wait a minute. What about our agreement?
Are you kidding? You didn't do anything for it.
Actually, I killed them all right before
I
I
think your hide could do
talked
with
to you.
another tanning. I don't like having my leg pulled.
Don't make me cry.
Don't make me cry. He's not that tough. Out of Silvio's boys, he's the weakest. That's for sure. And since I forgot, I just remembered I haven't spoken with a Buster, who was actually a mate of ours. I mean, not a mate, that's saying a lot. He was in the colony as well, in the new camp. Just a rogue. And he could teach acrobatics. Now he's just a mercenary hanging at Errol's shack. And he teaches strength and one-handed, I think. And he'll pick on us just a bit to see if we've got the cojones to become a merc. Or if we got some cojones at all.
Tell me that isn't true.
What do we have here? Don't I know you from somewhere?
Who wants to know?
I'm Buster, one of Lee's mercenaries.
Buster.
And you had better be a little nicer to me, or I'll have your hide. All right. What do you want here?
If you say so. I'm on my way to see the landowner.
Indeed. You don't look all that dangerous to me.
I've killed a beast or two on occasion.
Ha! You probably flattened a few weevils in the fields and chased a couple of rats from their holes. We're dealing with orcs here. Well, yeah, and with those scummy city guards.
Nice laugh there.
Impressive.
That's our business, kid. We even produce our own weapons and armor. We defy death every day. But a country bumpkin like you wouldn't know about
Bumpkin? Who the hell uses that word?
I guess I'll have to show you how much I know about that.
Are you having a peasants' uprising all by yourself then?
That's funny.
All right then, show me what you've got.
Peasants Uprising, that was a good one. Oh, he's a weakling as well, about as tough as Fester, in my experience. Not that tough, but we've eased our problems by leveling so much in strength. We're at 67, together with the ring and the amulet. Oh, never mind, we don't have the amulet. First, we just have this belt and the ring.
We'll see the next time. All right, you're the better fighter. What do you want?
I want to find out more about the mercenaries in this region.
I can't tell you much about this region. You'd better ask the farmers. And as for us mercenaries, we have a very simple rule. If you can stand your ground, you're in. I think you're made of the right stuff to be one of us. But you shouldn't let it get to your head that you lucked out during our last fight. There are plenty of guys on the farm who are quite a bit better than I am. Sentenza, for one. He guards the entry to the farm. Whatever you do, don't pick a fight with him.
What about this Sentenza?
He'll try to squeeze some gold out of you when you come to the farm. He does that to all newcomers. And if I were you, I'd pay up. That's what I did back then. And the good thing was that he voted for me afterwards. One good turn deserves another, he said. I lost all my gold in the bargain, but it wasn't much to begin with. And I was glad of it in the end. I once watched him beat up a fellow who had decided not to pay him.
Thanks for the hint.
Indeed. Could it be worth anything to you?
Yeah, sure. 5 gold sounds fine.
Here you are. 5 gold pieces.
Thanks, man. Looks like I can take a few tonight after all. I won't forget this.
I want to join the mercenaries.
Anyone who can whack as hard as you shouldn't have too much trouble around here. My vote doesn't count much, since I haven't been here for long. But when Lee asks me, I'll vote for you.
Great.
Lee is the leader of the mercenaries, isn't he?
Right. Hey, now I remember where I know you from. You were in the colony, too.
So I was.
I didn't see you when the Big Bang happened. Not for a while before that, either.
I had other problems.
You've missed out on quite a lot, then. Things have changed since we were in the Slammer together.
I like the fact that there's still a feeling of togetherness between the former inhabitants of the colony.
What became of the mercenaries in the colony?
Once the barrier was gone, Lee let us out of the colony. He said that nothing could happen to us if we all stuck together. And he was right. It wasn't too long before we found ourselves a cozy spot right here. The landowner pays us to beat up the militia from the city, and most of us would have volunteered to do that even without pay. But Onar feeds us all, and we can bide our time until we see a good opportunity to get away from this blasted island.
You got that right. Any opportunity to whack a few militia soldiers sounds just like my cup of tea. And I haven't forgotten to speak with Errol. It's just that I'll like to have his strength lesson later on once we've skilled up enough strength. So here's the option you need to use to boost your strength by 1. Teaches you something.
This here is your hut?
Yes. Why?
More, believe me.
Anything wrong with it?
Don't you have any problems with the mercenaries?
As long as I don't interfere with their business, they'll leave me alone too. Moreover,
They're good customers, and I pay them to keep an eye on my house when I'm not home.
You don't have to tell me
All right.
that.
We should have a look at his wares because he has a
Show me
very
your wares.
There
interesting
isn't much choice, I'm
amulet.
afraid.
I couldn't care less.
And it's this one, Amulet of Strength. We're going to buy it instantly because it just boosts strength
Practice more.
10, and it's the best amulet as far as the strength build goes that you can equip in chapter 1. Let's take this elixir of life as well.
That's not what I heard.
And what do we have to sell? We can sell sell this and this. And
It had to happen sooner or later.
we should sell this to Herod. This. This. This.
It was his
This.
decision, wasn't it?
We can sell these. We can sell these.
He simply needs to practice more. Will it ever change? What does he know about duty?
Duty.
Don't tell me you didn't know that. I'm staying out of it. That's been known a long time.
Alright, that's fine.
I couldn't care less.
We'll learn how to hit harder later on.
So don't tell
Till then, let's equip our newly acquired amulet.
me. I'm not telling you anything new.
And now we should be at 77.
That will never change.
How close are we to leveling up? Very close. We just need 30
Do you really
XP, which we'll get quite very soon. Let's go back to the Merc farm and meet the Mercs. First one we'll meet, the new, who's new at least, will be Sentenza. Now I would have the means to beat him. Shouldn't be easy, but I have ice block and I could just block him and hit him 1,000 times until he falls over and get about 400 XP, but it's not worth it because he wouldn't even vouch for you afterwards.
All right, you're the better fighter. What do you want?
We can beat him much later on when we're a lot stronger.
I think your hide could do with another tanning.
What the devil do you want from me now?
I just love to watch you kiss the mud.
Let's have a bit of fun, why not? Just remember to not kill them
Nothing there.
once they're down. Now let's just give 50 gold to Sentenza. Like I said, you could beat him eventually, but it's not worth it.
Where do you think you're going?
I wanted to have a look around, that's all.
There's a heap of trouble here for men like you. Are you telling me you just want to look around? Ha! So you're headed for the farm. Why else would you have trudged all the way here, hmm? So don't give me any of that bullshit, and let me search you and you can go on your way.
Hey, getting a bit frisky over here,
Suit
dude.
yourself. Search me then.
Now then, let's see what we have here. Ah, gold. It can be very dangerous carrying so much gold around. A lot of mercenaries are real cutthroats, not honest fellows like me. I only want 50 gold pieces from you. That's the toll here. And you only need to pay once. That's fair, isn't it?
And? How are things?
Not many people come this way, but up to now, every one of them has paid my toll.
I have come to join you.
Nice for you. Do you understand that the mercenaries are going to vote whether you get to join them or not?
Will you vote for me?
But then, why not? 50 gold pieces is a fair price for a vote, don't you think?
Alright, so at least we got his vote, because in the end, everyone's vote will count as far as us joining the Mercs. And like I said, if you don't want to pay the 50 gold, he'll just run out after you an eternity, by the way. He doesn't just run away, run for you, until I don't know, 50 meters or so. He runs until you're sick with him. Then you can just freeze him and whack him 1,000 times, and you can beat him eventually. But you just get the XP, and I'd prefer to beat up other guys from Silvio's troop. Among them, Raoul. We've beaten Fester already. Raoul, Rod, and Bulko. But we'll deal with these scumbags next time. Thanks for watching, dudes. You take care. Have a nice day. See ya.